Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing good. So today I'm going to show you how you can upload your image in Vue and also save that in backend. So in my today's video I'll just show you Vue part, and in my next video I'll show you backend, that is Laravel side. So let's get started with today's video. So that's the simple like blank layout just I have created till now. So now let me show you code. So in app.js you can see I have one router file and that I have used in app. Inside this router file I have just created one base URL that is having example component. So inside this example component I'll be creating my form. So let's go to example component, and here you can see I'm having just heading, and after that blank div, and in script part just data and methods. So some prerequisite I have already installed, so I'm just showing package.json, so you can also install these. So first one, Axios, you can see Axios I have already installed, and all these dependency you have to install, that is vValidate, Vue router, and third is yup. You can install and don't install, it's up to you. So now let's start by creating form. So let's first import form from vValidate. So import, inside that write form, and inside export default we will be using one components, and inside that we will be passing form. So we are telling our component that this component also needs to be loaded, that is form. So now let's start our form and end it. So now inside this let's create our input fields. So first one, let's write dev class with form group. Then we will be adding label. So label, let's say name first one. So now for input field we have another component field. So let's import that and pass in components also. Now let's use it. So after label let's write field, and name we will be passing. So now let's add class also, form control. So now let's copy and create another input field, and let's say this one is image. Now let's change name to, let's say, image upload. So now let's pass their type. So first one is text, then now second is file type. So now let's go and check in browser. So it's not showing form control. Okay, it's components. I have just written component, it's components. So now you can see its name and choose file is there, that is type file. So now let's create form submit. So copy form group, and here now write button, that will be type submit. Now let's pass class also, that is btn info, and let's give margin from top also. So let's say empty 3. So now let's check in browser. So now you can see our form is, I have kept name with the image as mostly there will be like other fields also in a form to submit, so that's why to show you as an example I have keep name also. So now let's create a data variable for form field. So write input name as blank, and input image also as blank. So now let's change the name to input name, and name here also input image. So now to hold the image, let's add the one event handler. So that will be at the rate change here, and we will be calling one function on change of that. So let's say get image, and let's call that using arrow function. So write bracket, and inside that pass event also. With arrow function call our get image and pass event in there also. So now let's define this method. So get image inside our methods. So here let's console this event dot target dot value. So this will hold our image path, basically fake path. And one more thing I need to change, that is from curly bracket I need to pass them in single inverted. So now let's go and check in browser. So now let's add some image, and here you can see in console it's giving fake path of that file. So now let's pass this value to our data variable, so that will be input image. So write this dot input image equals to event dot target dot value. So now let's write to form, because it's a multi-parts form data. So write and type multi-part slash form data, and at the rate submit. So on submit we will be calling one function. So let's say handle submit. So now let's create the same function in our methods. So write handle submit. So inside this we will be calling our Axios request. So write Axios dot post. Now let's import Axios also. So in Axios first will be your URL that you need to hit. So pass base URL first of all. So that is HTTP localhost with port 8000, and let's say API, and last URL we are going to keep, let's say, image upload. So now second parameter is your data, so let's send it as an object. So that's first one, input name, then pass input name, then input image second one, and input image. So for image we need to pass header. So header will also go as an object type. So inside that we need to pass content type, and we need to tell that it's a multi-part slash form data type of content. So we need to tell our server that this type of data is coming from front end. So now let's handle the Axios request in then, and let's console this result. Then also write catch for any error, and let's console error as well. So now let's take a final look if everything is fine. Okay, I have not added this dot. So actually to access data type, so access any variable, we need this dot. So to add this dot input name, this dot input image. Let me just reformat it, and more clearly we can see then. Now let's check form as well. So with field, I have not added v model here. So let me add v model for input name as well. So this will basically binding technique to value. So now let's check in browser, enter name. Let's choose a file. So now let's go to network and clear the request. So now let's click on submit. So now you can see in image upload. In payload, you can see both input fields are going with their values. And if I'll show you preview, so there you can see root is not defined, so that's why it's giving error. So as in payload, you can see input image is going as a string, but we need to send it as a binary form, that is as a like image we need to send it. So for that I need to change one thing in our get image function. Event dot target, instead of values we need files, and we will be getting at 0 location. So now let's go and again check in browser. So if I'll choose file and submit, so now you can see input image is going in binary form. That's all in this video. In this video, I've shown you how to create a form and how to send our Axios request with your input image. So in my next video, I'll show you how to handle this in backend, that is our Laravel. So that's all in this video. I hope you like this video. So if you have any doubt related to this topic, then you can comment down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.